Okay, y'all, so this is the chicken that I use. I already opened it because I failed in my first attempt to record this on my phone. So now I'm using my camera, but this is the chicken that I use from Walmart. They sell the same kind from Target. It's just in a different packaging. This is the chicken. It actually comes in this big piece like this, but I sliced the chicken in half. That's why it's like that, because when you slice it in half like this, it makes the chicken cook evenly, and you won't overcook it to where it's dry in the middle. So let me show y'all also the seasoning that I use. So these are the seasoning combination that I use. I use this. All of this stuff comes from Walmart, so you can get this from Walmart too. I also use these same kind of packaging on my fish that you guys are gonna see me cook in this video, but it's different seasoning, so we'll get to that point. But I use this Tony Sassarus, the more spiced version, and then I use the chili and garlic powder as well. Okay, y'all, so these next steps that I'm about to show you is very important. This is the initial step that's gonna help your chicken get really, really tender. So please do not skip this step. What I'm gonna do right now is move some of these chickens off of here so that I can season each one properly so that we can get the right amount of seasoning on each piece to help it be tender. This seems like a lot of chicken, but if you guys that are out there that meal prep, you know that this is meal prep at its finest. Like, you have to make sure you have a week's worth of food. So I'm gonna just get these laid out, because like I said, you really want to make sure that you are seasoning each and every piece. I do watch my sodium intake, so this will look like a lot of seasoning, but really the only one that has a lot of salt in it is this one right here, the Tony Sassarus one. So, and this is actually the star of the show that actually makes sure that the chicken is tender. So unfortunately, you got to use that one, but this one doesn't have that much seasoning salt in it. It's just mainly for flavor. So, but it's important to use the Tony Sassarus because, like I said, that's what's gonna help your chicken get tender. But I'm very light-handed with my seasoning, so you guys are gonna see me use this one first. And like I said, this one is very important. Let me try to get it to focus. And it does make you sneeze, so I'm usually covering my nose when I'm doing this. It's very lightly seasoned, so you don't want to go overboard because it will be salty. You don't want it to be salty because of the one step that we're going to use, which is to marinate it for a couple of hours. So I'm just going to flip them over. We are going to turn them back over to finish the rest of the seasoning, but like I said, we want to make sure that this one gets coated on all of it, because I don't know what it is about salt. And you don't have to use this seasoning, but it's something called brining chicken. I don't know if many of you guys out there know about that, but I figured out about it years ago, and that's how I ended up at this step. This is not actually brining the chicken, but it is kind of doing that, except we're not soaking it in salt and water. So this is the salt in this Tony Sassarus. Actually, when it's marinating, it's actually making the chicken tender in the marinating process. I don't know how that works. I think it's a method called hypotonic or hypertonic or something like that. Look it up. I'll try to put in the description box what exactly that does to the chicken or meats, but it actually makes it tender. So I'm getting the chili powder on there. It's okay to go overboard if you want more chili powder or garlic powder if you want. It's okay. Because okay, so y'all just watched me make a complete mess. Okay, so yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure your plastic lid is on your seasoning. I made some B-Love sauce the other day and forgot to put the filter or whatever this thing is back on there, and OMG. But like I said, if you want to go overboard with this garlic or chili powder, it's okay, but you don't want to go that much overboard, okay? You don't want to do what I just did. Promise. Let's try this again. I love garlic flavor, me and my husband do, so that'll be okay if that chicken tastes a little bit more garlicky. Now we're gonna go in with this seasoning right here. It's the Perfect for Chicken rotisserie style. This is what makes your chicken, this like ends the whole flavor off, is this right here. I wish they made this in a container like this, but it doesn't, because I have to really make sure I'm pinching it right here and then let it spread all over the chicken. You see 2 packs here because I do use 2 packs for the 2 packs of chicken. So basically 1 pack for 1 pack of chicken. This helps again in the marinating process, giving this chicken flavor to where it'll be like grill style, like flavored chicken, you know. And so I only put the garlic and the chili on one side because I don't want it to taste too overpowering with seasoning. It's okay for your food to taste good when you are trying to eat a healthy lifestyle. Well, let me rephrase that. It's okay for your food to taste good when if part of your weight loss journey is to eat healthy. So, and you know you can't lose weight without eating healthy. So, it's okay for your food to taste good. It's okay to season it. Just make sure you're not overboarding it with the salt, because the salt will cause you to have slow weight loss, because salt holds on to water, which holds on to making the pounds go up on the scale. But I don't use the scale, but that's a whole nother video. I use the scale very little. But I'll tell you guys about that in a future video. But I'm just go ahead and seasoning the other side. So you want to have a marinating container to put your chicken in. I use this big large red bowl that I also got from Walmart. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw the chicken in this bowl, because this is what it's gonna marinate in for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Or if I wanted to, if I'm lazy and I don't feel like waiting for it to finish marinating, I'll leave it overnight, and that'll make it even more tender and juicy. But you want to be careful how long you marinate it, because like I said, that salt, depending on how much salt you use, and you want to use very little, it can be overpowering on the chicken when you do finally cook it. So you want to be careful with how long you marinate it. Okay, it doesn't have to be sealed tight and air suctioned out at all. I'm just going to take this huge bowl, throw it in the refrigerator, and let it sit for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, okay? Okay, you guys, so now we're gonna prep for the salmon. I strive to find salmon on sale, so I actually had this frozen. I was able to find 2 slabs of this for only $8. This usually would cost me anywhere from $15 to $19, but I was able to find, like, I believe 2 or 3 packs at the time. That was only $8. I think one was $6. So I strive for that, because it's so hard to get salmon cheap, and I know why, because it tastes so good. So I'm going to show you guys how I prep my salmon. As you can see, like I told you guys, I use these packages for my chicken and fish. It helps so much. This is literally all you need for the salmon. It's going to taste so good. Actually, I lied. Okay. We're actually missing a star ingredient, so let me try to find it. Please excuse my messy seasoning cabinet. I have to get more of these racks. for my seasoning, but we're missing this right here, and it's dill. Lemon pepper dries out food to me, so I don't like to use lemon pepper on anything now, but I do love this. It does not dry out your food. It actually makes the salmon taste so moist and juicy, and I promise you, once you try this, you will not want salmon any other way but with that seasoning. Trust me. And anybody out there that tries it, please let me know, because I want to know your thoughts on tasting some really good fish. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this. This we're not gonna marinate. We're literally gonna just season it, and then we're gonna just put the rest. I'm gonna just season it like I said. We're not gonna marinate this. We're just gonna season it and then put it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to cook it, which will be very soon. You guys are gonna see me cook it. I have some left over from my last meal prep when I made salmon, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that right on top. It smells so good. You can smell like I think it's dill in here too, because it actually smells like there's dill. And you have to be careful with how much you use of this one, because this one I can tell does have maybe higher salt content, I believe, than the other one. But I just really like to make sure that it's coated all over, because it doesn't actually soak into the salmon. It sits right on top. So that's why I think it tastes a little more saltier, because it's not really soaking into it, like I said, because I don't marinate it. But it's so good, and it looks like a lot, but there's still like a whole lot left in the second one. I barely used it. But it makes the fish taste so good, like better than restaurant quality, I'm telling you. Once you start making your salmon like this at home, you're not even gonna want no salmon from the restaurant. Like, I guarantee you. I don't even order salmon from the restaurant anymore. Alright, so this is what I do. I go ahead and take my knife. This is skin on the other side. I usually prefer the skinless, but because I got this on sale, I purchased because I got this on sale, it was only on sale for the one with the skin. So I go ahead and slice up the way that I want it. My knives are not sharp enough to cut through the skin, so I don't even try to play with it. So you're seeing me just make one of these, but I actually have 2 of these that I'm gonna season up the same way, so that I at least have 6 meals. So I'm gonna take it and cut it like that. I told you I'm weird. So I'm gonna take my kitchen scissors, and exactly where I use the knife, I'm just gonna cut through the skin. So these are all of the sides that we're going to have. My husband does not like cheese on his broccoli, but I do. So I'm gonna have broccoli, okra, and I'm gonna show you guys how I make the okra. My husband wants cauliflower rice, so I'm gonna show you guys how I turn it into to mimic fried rice. And then he's just gonna have broccoli. So half his meals will have cauliflower rice, and then half his meals will have broccoli, just seasoned with salt and pepper. Very simple. This one I'm gonna put salt and pepper on it. This one I'm gonna add tomatoes in there, and then tomatoes and curry seasoning. And then here I'm going to add cilantro, ginger, garlic, and eggs. So yeah. So first I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking this, because this takes longer prep time. I'm gonna put these in the microwave based off the instructions on the back. Okay, y'all, so this is the pot that I'm gonna be using for my cauliflower rice. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the microwave. So you don't want to cook it all the way in the microwave. You just want to get it enough to where it's mostly not frozen. I usually use the cauliflower melody. It has sweet peas and carrots in it, but they didn't have any more at Walmart. They just had these, and I usually use 4 packs of these, but when I went grocery shopping, they only had 3 packs left. So I'm gonna show you guys what I use. These are all of the ingredients that I'm gonna be putting in there. It makes it taste so good. I use not fresh, this is like a ginger stir-in paste, as well as like sushi ginger. It makes it really taste good, kind of like hibachi grill style rice. I use garlic powder as well as garlic stir-in paste. I use the vegan butter by Country Crock, I believe. Some onions, some green onions, 4 eggs, and then I use cilantro that I'm gonna chop up as well. So this is everything that I put in my cauliflower rice. So you guys are gonna see me do all of that. So first thing first, I need my eggs to cook first. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the heat on my stove. So I'm gonna put this on this one. Gonna put this on about right there, so I don't want it cooking too much. I'm gonna go ahead and get my avocado oil in so it can start cooking. I use the butter in the middle, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I do. Let me try to set up my camera here. So now it's time to cook the meat. So I have this pan for my chicken and this pan for my salmon. I'm gonna show you guys how I do that to make sure that it's not dry. So get ready, because these are the important steps to make sure your salmon is not dry and your chicken is not dry.